So this here is a sort of problem for the toolkit, or problem for the hex terrain, which I didn't originally have in mind when I designed it. And it was something which was put to me by a Canadian backer, Bram Weeb, who I've mentioned before, who was very helpful during the Kickstarter in a number of ways. It was one of the suggestions he put to me was that could the toolkit be extended to allow this particular problem to be solved. And here's the problem. So the cliffs are designed so they're always the same height, which is very good for making them modular, so you can swap your cliffs in and out. You always have your slope up at each end, and that's all I had in mind for it. But what if you wanted your cliff face to run sort of up a slope? I'm not talking about the cliff getting taller and shallower. I'm not really interested in doing that, because that's having higher cliffs and shorter cliffs is going to reduce the modularity. I mean, sure, you could make a custom jig, or you could adapt your hexes to do that. But this specifically is the problem where you've got your cliff here on the flat, and you've got a cliff here on the flat. But between the two, it needs to go up one hex in height in the same way that this grass hex goes up one level in height through the slope. So can we make a piece that will fit in this space here? And Bram suggested a way that I could add an extra slot in the bottom of some of the jig pieces, the tools, to allow that. But when I looked at the toolkit, I realised actually you could do that just as it is. So I've set it up here, and you can see we've got the cliff on the low end, a cliff on a high end, and a slope rising between them. So the odd thing about this is that in every other setup there's always at least 2 tabs going through to hold it secure. 2 tabs and a T-bar pin. But that's not possible for these ones, because the cliff is off the top of the... it's already on the lowest slot. In order to be able to put another tab through here, I need an extra slot on these cliff pieces, and I need an extra slot on these slopes too, because these slots here are not designed for that purpose. They didn't line up with the one next to it. So the way I've done it is to use the full hex brace on this layer, which is the one next to the highest one where you're going to put your block of polystyrene in. But beneath that, I've used one of the semi-hex braces. So it's holding these 3 sides very secure, and the others where it will collide with this one. There's nothing to slot into this one. And this one there is a slot, but the best I have is a 3-tab semi-hex. So by using a combination of the normal tabbed hex brace and the semi-hex brace, it allows you to put this together. And the T-bar pin actually holds this reasonably well. It's not going to be quite as rigid as the pieces that are in 2 slots, but it's pretty good. And if you're holding it whilst you've got your polystyrene block in there, I think that would actually work pretty well. And that would allow you to cut a piece that would fit exactly into a place like that. And that means that if you want your slope to keep going up, you put another one, or swapping these bits around, you can put another one in here and keep that cliff extending up a slope. Or you could even use the river hexes. Have a river cliff. If you want to build, you need to put rapids in, because water doesn't just naturally go down that extreme slope. But you could do that. You could have like a fast descending river coming down the slope, which would be quite cool. So there, a new way of using your toolkit that you may not have thought about before, because I hadn't thought about it before until somebody challenged me on it. So there you go.